Hey guys, happy candle day. So yeah, the day is finally upon us and I have my candle day haul. I woke up dark and early, got there and got my goods and I'm out. Yeah, I think I got back about like 30 minutes ago. It's 7:30 when I'm filming this. My store opened at 6. And I was like in and out of there within like 30 minutes and then had a few pit stops and then got home. So here we are. Yeah, so happy candle day. Hope you got everything you wanted. It wasn't as crazy or chaotic as I thought it would be. Judging by the initial reports on social media, there were like massive like lines wrapping around like shopping plazas like 1 to 2 hours in advance. It was crazy. There were just like reports of people like saying that they showed up like 3 hours in advance lining up for candles, and I was like, oh my god, this is insane. I was like, what is my store gonna be? So yeah, I set a timer for like 4 o'clock so then I could be out by like 5:15ish, and then get to my place get to the store by like 5:30. I did get there at 5:30. There was only I think 4 people in front of me, which I was pleasantly surprised. I was expecting like the massive lines that you were seeing on social media, like wrapping around shopping plazas and everything. And that was at 5:30 and there was only like 4 people. There was maybe like a line of like 30 to 40 people by the time like 6 o'clock, maybe 50 people. I didn't like see the total end of the line, but anywhere from like 40 to 50 people probably by the time 6 o'clock rolled around. So it wasn't as crazy. I felt like last year was a little bit more hectic or chaotic, because I think I got there at like 15 to 20 minutes before opening and there was a line and it was like really slammed in that store, but there was actually room to walk around this time around, which was good. And the line for checkout wasn't anywhere near as long as it was in the past. It was like very quick in and out. Like I've stood in line longer like on a regular old day than I did today on candle day, so at least it was good. So I think the whole like chaos that you might be seeing on social media could just be like, you know, you're just seeing the vocal like minority or the reports of people posting really long lines because that's what you would post, but you wouldn't necessarily post a photo of you not standing in a line. So I don't know, there was definitely still a line at 6, but anywho, yeah, all that stuff out of the way, and I have my haul, but yeah, a little bit more rambling because it's part of the candle day experience. Online, I think the app member stuff opened at 10 p.m. Eastern time, so 2 hours before the midnight when it dropped for everybody. I think like strawberry pound cake and sugar blueberry donut and everything was like selling out, and it was definitely sold out by the time I woke up this morning at like 4. So if you wanted any of that stuff, that went in a flash. So there's still stuff online as of 7:30ish, so you can still buy them online if you want to. They might be sold out. I think last year they were like sold out pretty much by like noon, so there's that. And I think that's pretty much it for all the like beginning stuff. Yeah, I got there and there was a line outside the mall, and then there was once again a line once we like sort of like got in front of the gates of the actual BBW store, and there was a mob there, and I maybe had like maybe 1 or 2 people like in front of me in between the gate, and thankfully I was like stationed right outside. There was just this very, very small little you know, like a table, like, you know, pedestal unit of the pop-up shop stuff, which is the like sugar blueberry donut, and I was like, oh my god, at least I'm like stationed right in front of there. That was like what I was trying to scope up because that was like the highest thing on my list, and I was like, I just need to locate wherever these sugar blueberry donuts were. They're right in front of the store. There's like maybe 1 person in front of me. The moment like those gates opened, it was like maybe halfway open and people were rushing in, and I didn't have time to grab a bag, so I was like literally like just trying, like going like this, like just getting all my candles. Thankfully I have a lot of experience with that in terms of like transporting candles without a bag because of all my hauling on YouTube and moving it from like, you know, to the camera and back and all that kind of stuff. I must have had, what was it, my 4 sugared donuts, 2 marshmallow bars, and a strawberry pound cake. So what is that, like 7 candles that was just like this. I didn't have a bag or anything, and I was just like, I have 0 time to like get a bag, because it, like those went instantly. I would say that that whole pop-up shop collection probably sold out within the first minute that gate opened. It was insane. I think it was sort of like, I think it was the first one to the like little unit there, and it's sort of like when you see somebody else buying a lot of stuff, or like when you see other people rushing to it, then you're like, oh my god, I need to go get that too. So then like the moment I started like piling stuff and like carrying it like this without a bag, that's when everybody else like rushed into it and just snatched up everything. But like if you weren't there in like the first 30 seconds, like you had zero shot of buying any of those sugar blueberry donuts, strawberry pound cake, or cereal marshmallow bar. It was insane. I don't even understand why the stock was so limited. It looked like maybe there was like maybe 10 to 12 each, which is what, like 2 crates, so 2 boxes of those candles, and then they were gone, like instantly, like within a minute, like the whole thing was just wiped out. So if you weren't there in the first 30 seconds, like you had no shot of getting those, which is just insane. But yeah, I was just so like happy or like thankful that I was like literally right there in front of the gate. The moment the gate opened, like I went straight for it, and I was like struggling to like, it was just me. So I was like struggling to like carry all my stuff through the store and then locate a tote and then finally shoved it in. Oh my God, it was just madness. But once that cleared out, everything else was in total abundance. Even the unicorn sprinkle stuff was spread out in multiple locations. That was in abundance. But it was the sugar blueberry donut, the cereal marshmallow bar, and the strawberry pound cake that went like just instant, like 30 seconds to a minute, and that whole thing was cleared out. So yeah, I was thankful, at least I got those. And then shout out to the subscriber that I saw in line. Thank you for watching my videos, and hope you had a good candle day. It was nice meeting you, and let's get into the actual haul. So it does come with these like eco bags now, which looks like that. And it does fit 2 crates in it, so it's the same size as the red one. It feels maybe a tad more flimsy or cheap than the original one. I think these might be a little bit sturdier, but this feels flimsy. But I don't know if that's because there's a all-around like print on it, so it feels sort of plasticky or papery. Whereas the other one was like cloth with just a small logo on it, so it didn't feel as like crumply. But the bummer with this was that, well, I guess it depends on how you look at it. You get 1 free like per customer or whatever, but you can't buy more if you want them. So like I would have like gladly bought like at least 2 more of these. You know, the 1 year that they did the red ones, it was like maybe like $1 or $1.50 or something to get them, and you can buy as many as you want once you went to check out. But this time around, you could only just get the one for yourself, like as the a single customer, and you couldn't get any more than that. I think they might have given you more had you bought like more than, 12 of them, or if you got like anywhere from like 20 to 24 or whatever, then they were probably forced to put it in these crates. But I only got like 14 candles, so it was only like 1 tote worth, so it is what it is. But yeah, so that was that. I think these are probably they're probably like the quantity that they make these bags at are probably like cents for them to manufacture or whatever, that like they're clearly not losing money on it, so they're like can like afford to give them away for free this year. And considering they jacked up the prices to $9.50 for the candles, like they aren't doing bad. And again, just within the $9.50 increase, they'll like more than pay for probably all the bags that they have to ship out and give for free. So at least it was free, so that's good there. But I wish I had the option to buy more than one, but whatever, I still have the red ones, and it is what it is. So yeah, let me get into it. The first one we have, originally planned on buying 3 of these, but then once I was seeing it sell out online and just the madness with it, I was like, let me just get 4 just in case. That is indeed the sugared blueberry donut right here. This was on top of my list, like I was gunning for this. It has like a holographic-ish label and like a really bright sort of icky turquoise teal color there. It has like the thick wicks with the cores inside of them, and it has these lids on them right here. A very limited quantity. Like by the time, if you haven't like already bought them, by the time you watch this video, you're probably out of luck. Fresh picked blueberries, glazed donut, and sugar cane crystals. This on cold, literally, I think people are like all, debating it, which is totally cool. Everybody has different noses and opinions and batch variation though. But it totally smells like the same as blueberry shortbread. I was like, maybe I was just like crazy. But the more, like, I smell these side by side, they're so insanely similar. Like, it's even down to like this sort of like perfumey, musky blueberry note that shows up in this. It's like a very like body care blueberry bakery scent, which I really enjoy. And this has that same, there's even that perfumey like blueberry bakery quality to it, mixed with a like vague sweet bakery note. Does it smell like a sugar blueberry donut? Absolutely not. Because the sugar blueberry donut wouldn't have like a body care musk undertone to it. Yeah, there's something, it's that same perfumey blueberry that shows up in that Santa's blueberry shortbread. It smells literally just like it. But yeah, it doesn't really smell like a donut. Like, for it to be like an actual blueberry sugar donut, I would imagine like the cinnamon sugar donut, like fried donut, like the actual greasy, Krispy Kreme donut, or like the like little pop-ums from Dunkin' Donuts. I would imagine like that type of greasy donut note in here. And it's not cinnamon sugar donut. It legit smells like Santa's blueberry shortbread to me. But I don't hate that. But I did buy, so that's 1, 2, and then 3 here, and then we have the fourth one actually burning right there right now. And it does transform a little bit when it's burning, and I'm not too jazzed about it, at least on initial sniff. There's like this sort of, that like when you smell it directly, hover over it, has this sort of like burnt rubber / kerosene type of like icky quality to it that I'm not loving, and doesn't translate into that same robust, beautiful smell that I get on cold. And then when I'm like further away from it, I sort of get like a strawberry pound cake kind of feel, where it's like this like berry jam scent. So like just switch out the strawberry with the blueberry instead. And then some vague pound cake bakery note that's not super bakery is what I get from it. But honestly, when I'm smelling it now, it just smells like kerosene and like burnt rubber ickiness. So I'm not too excited about that. We'll see how it goes afterwards, but it doesn't smell anywhere near as amazing as it does on cold. So that sort of blows. But yeah, so I have 4 of them. If this one turns out to be a dud, you better believe they'll go right back to the store. So sugar to blueberry donut right there. Love it on cold, but it's not doing so hot, at least when it's burning, at least just initially. And once again, don't quote me, this isn't a full review, literally just burned it 30 minutes ago. Yeah. We then have cereal marshmallow bar. I got 2 of these. And that's what this is. I was originally saying that this smelled very much like key lime pie. Here's a close-up of what that looks like. Same lid and this very icky neon magenta color right there. This one says fruity rainbow cereal, sticky marshmallow fluff, confetti sprinkles with essential oils. Like if that isn't the biggest like hype notes and hype name ever, I don't know what is. Yeah, it still smells very much like key lime pie to me on cold. Like very similar. You get a very bright citrus key lime scent mixed with a the more I smell it and more I dissect it, maybe there's a little bit of a bakery, like the actual like the actual like cereal, like flaky, crunchy chunks. A little bit, but it sort of smells just like key lime pie to me on cold. So we'll have to see how it translates once it burns. But I haven't burned this one yet, and it's just on cold sniff, so it is what it is, and that's cereal marshmallow bar right there. We then got 1 strawberry pound cake, just because I still have many of the original one. And that's what this looks like right here. And that is the wraparound on that, and the same lid on that. This one says fresh strawberries, golden shortcake, and whipped cream. It smells pretty much like how I remember it when it originally came out. I have the original one here for comparison, and that's what this looks like. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. It has like a very strong strawberry jam component to it, but the sort of bakery vanilla is like very weak, or very much an undertone, and it doesn't really come out until you burn it. But it's like a strawberry jam with a vanilla is what it comes out to be. So it's not necessarily like full-blown pound cake, but it still smells good and I like it. It's highly popular. So strawberry pound cake right there. We just got one of those because I still have a few of the original one. Let's see, what do we have next? They brought out 2 Aromatherapies, which is the black chamomile one and the peaceful peppermint and tea tree one. And so I got the peaceful one because that was the first time we've seen it in candle form. So that's what that looks like. And this one just says tea tree oil and peppermint oil. Yeah, I actually don't mind this. I bought the pocket back because, funny story, the office that I work in, I sit like, there's somebody who sits like across me, and she always like, she puts on this perfume that's like this sickeningly like sweet and musky, like vanilla amber fragrance. And like, just because of how like sensitive my nose is, like when you're sitting in an office for like 7.5 hours or whatever it is, I get such a massive headache from it, and I'm just like dying. And I'm like, this is what it must be like for people who don't like fragrances or sensitive to fragrances when they smell other people out in the public wearing perfume that's really heavy or cloying. And then I just have like a headache for like ever, and it's like so strong and sickeningly sweet that I just like die. But I just haven't said anything to that person yet, because I don't want to be like, yo, your perfume stinks, like can you please stop wearing it, you know, like how do you go about doing that? So I was like, well geez, maybe I shouldn't be using, like, just to be like conscious of others in an office environment when you're like, you're locked up for 7.5 hours. Maybe I shouldn't be like you know, using PocketBac that's like highly fragranced or something that is, you know, like overly perfumey or heavy. And so one day, like I was just so upset about the strong perfume smell that it was like giving me such a headache that I went in and I was like, maybe I should get like a peppermint or like a lightly scented fragrance or something like refreshing or crisp that's not so heavy and cloying. So I bought a tea tree and peppermint PocketBac for that very reason, because I was so conscious of fragrances in the office space. And I was like, okay, well, let me just buy this tea tree and peppermint one. It's like sort of cooling and like refreshing. You know, people shouldn't be too offended by it. And like, let's be honest, it's just a PocketBac that fades after maybe an hour. Unlike heavy perfume that she might be reapplying throughout the day, because I keep getting like heavy whiffs of it. So anywho, that was my long-winded way of saying that I bought that peppermint tea tree fragrance and I actually really enjoyed it. So then I was like, ooh, I really want a candle of it. So then, of course, I picked it up today for Candle Day. You do get a peppermint fragrance. It smells like peppermint oil, but there is a sort of tea tree. It's sort of hard to describe. Sometimes it smells sort of like, it's like this sort of almost like a dewy, outdoorsy fragrance that's a little like stinky, to be honest. Like if you've ever used tea tree oil products, it's like a stinkiness to it. This isn't full-blown like real tea tree oil, but it has a similar, almost like an oily component to it that gives it a slightly perfumey and oily fragrance mixed with the peppermint. And it's very like, I don't know, sinus clearing and like refreshing, and I like that. So it's like a nice, like almost like this perfumey, outdoorsy take on a peppermint fragrance that's not full-blown like candy canes, like Twisted Peppermint or Crushed Candy Cane is. So I really like that. So I'll be sort of excited to burn that one. So that was a peaceful right there. I really wish they would have like released that joyful blackcurrant and pine thing into stores that I could buy, both the body care and the candle, but if they had a candle, but that doesn't exist, so it is what it is. The next thing we have is the Florals Collection. And we have what is Winter Daisy right there. I actually sort of like these labels, sort of simple and florally, so I like that. This one says white petals, sweet lemon, creamy sandalwood with essential oils. This is so immensely similar to something, but I can't figure it out. It'll come to me eventually. Somebody was saying, and I totally agree with them, that it sort of kind of smells like Wildflower Meadows, but I was just smelling that. That one's a little bit lighter and less heavy and less perfumey, a little bit more like sweet and refreshing than Winter Daisy is. This one has a very, it is that type of almost like a sweet urine-y floral that you get from spring florals, but mixed with this like heavy perfumey quality to it that it sort of smells like their bergamot type of blend. I swear I've smelled this before, but I just can't pinpoint it. But no one probably even cares about this fragrance, so I'm not gonna like, you know, rag on it too much. So that was a Winter Daisy right there. I like it though. Just a single purchase. We then have Ballerina Rose, which was part of that Rose collection that failed for the most part in test stores, and then they brought out Parisian Rose and Ballerina Rose, just the two, just as a like, you know, standalone collection of just those two. But then apparently Ballerina Rose must have done well enough that then they repackaged it in really pretty pink rose packaging, which, you know, I'm all about because I love roses and I love pink. So that's Ballerina Rose right there. Really like that. This one says Ballerina Rose Petals, Soft Peony Blossom, Summer Greenery. Smells totally the same, just as the other ones. I still have many Ballerina Roses from the original one in back stock, so I didn't buy too many of them. But I just wanted it because it had the pink rose packaging on it. Very like fresh cut, crisp green rose fragrance. A little bit of that sort of plasticky greenness that you get from peony notes. And then bam. If you like fresh cut roses from Yankee, then you'll like this one. This one though, the wicks on it are whack. Do you see how off-centered that is? It's just like during candle day, it's like such a frenzy that I don't like diligently check each candle for the wicks like I do on any other normal given day. That was like, let me just shove them in the bag and get on with my life. And that's what happens when you do that. So if there's any left over tomorrow or whatever, I might exchange it. But I did get two of those. If my mom wants one, because it's pink and rose and she likes pink and rose, I might give one to her. If she doesn't want it, then I might just exchange it for one of those post-Candle Day releases. So that was Ballerina Rose right there. So I got two of those. We then have the Home for the Holidays collection and updated packaging. And a curveball here, I got Red Velvet Cupcake that I was ragging on in my Candle Day Guy video, and this one actually is like a holographic wraparound. I do have to say it's sort of pretty. It's like updated from the old ones that they used to do. Lush Red Velvet Cake, cream cheese frosting, sweet vanilla with essential oils. When I smelled this in store, I was like, okay, this smells not as plasticky and disgusting and like burnt crayon as it has in the years past, but now that I've brought it home Yeah, it still smells very artificial, fake, burnt crayon, and plasticky. I was just, overwhelmed in the store with Candle Day madness. So yeah, but the thing about this is normally I hate red velvet cupcakes, so I might be very much inclined to exchange this for one of the post Candle Day releases that come tomorrow. So that was red velvet cupcake right there. If not, maybe I'll try it and see if it's improved. It's just like a new packaging, and I'm hoping for like a new improved formulation. Normally red velvet cupcake I think comes with the big thick rope-like wicks, but this time around it's like the core wicks that we have there. So maybe it'll perform differently. I don't know, but it exists. Another one that I might exchange, but if not, that's cool too. It's Snow Mountain Lodge, which is really the only like throwback vault one from that vault collection. And a lot of these pictures are recycled from previous labels, which feels sort of lazy. Like this one was mahogany teakwood at one point, and was it some other Candle Days like exclusive packaging of mahogany teakwood when like candy pecans came out or something like that. This was mahogany teakwood at one point. The Sweater Weather for some reason is the winter one from Slacken & Co. when it was the square labels. I don't know what that's all about. And then I think the Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin one, it might be one of the images on the wraparound for Pumpkin Patch from last year. So very like rehashed or recycled. But I don't know, it's decent, I guess. Yeah, like that white box is very uninspired, but whatever. So this one is Smoke Ember, Silver Pine, and Sandalwood. This isn't a bad fragrance. It sort of smells like men's cologne, very like Old Spice type of spiciness mixed with a slight smoky fragrance and a slight woodsy fragrance, and that's what you get from it. It is unique or different and doesn't smell like everything else they've done. I've had it before, but it's not necessarily my favorite, so I'm very like take it or leave it with it. If there's anything of interest tomorrow, I might exchange it. If not, then I'll keep it. So that was Snow Mountain Lodge right there. And then I believe the last one we have is, so on the topic of exchanging for post-Candle Day ones, the stores I believe were instructed to put out like even the post-Candle Day ones for today. Maybe they like anticipate bigger crowds than usual, like especially judging by all the crazy lines that you've seen on social media, that, maybe they expect them to be depleted. So they just put out even the post-Candle Day ones for today. But all the collections were out except for the fancy glass one that has like smoked vanilla and rosewater and ivy in it. So really I think the only thing I'm looking for is smoked vanilla. So I might either end up returning or like exchanging just for one and then returning the rest. I don't know, we'll see. So like the boardwalk, the almond, the island papaya, the sun-drenched linen, all that kind of stuff should be out in your stores if your store put them out. My store was missing, however, the two that I really wanted, which was Lavender Rose and Blueberry Pie. Maybe they just didn't get it yet, or maybe it's an offsite. I don't really know, but I asked and they couldn't find it, so I don't know. I'll just get that sometime down the line. I already own many Blueberry Pies and I already own many Lavender Roses. I just sort of wanted to like get it in updated like packaging, but I'll get that when I get that. It's not the end of the world. So those were really the only two that I was looking for but didn't get. So that's why I ended up with Snow Mountain Lodge and Red Velvet Cupcake, because two of those are unlikely to exchange out. So if you are once again looking for those post-Candle Day ones, you might be able to find it at your store today, because I think they were instructed to do so, and maybe they know people are just going to buy and exchange for the next day anyway. So I don't know. Smoked vanilla is really the only thing that I'm gunning for now, other than if Lavender Rose or Blueberry Pie does surface. Blueberry Pie is like this really pretty blue ombre glass, which is nice, so I wouldn't mind having that, but we'll see. So Beachscape was one of those that was initially for a post-Candle Day, but I do have it today here, and that's what that looks like. This one is Fresh Sea Breeze, Warm Cotton, and Sweet Lotus Flower. This is like so underrated, but I really enjoy it. It's like this perfumey, floral cotton scent is what I get from it. It's not overly feminine. The cotton sort of makes it unisex, I suppose, but there's like, if anyone remembers the Island Tiare flower candle that was in an ombre glass jar, very similar to that. It's like a floral laundry scent mixed with cotton. Yeah, I really enjoy it though. So if you like those type of clean white floral mixed with cotton fragrance, then I think you'll enjoy this. The first one was just very weak and sooted like madness. Unfortunately, I think these have the same exact wicks that the original one did, so I'm not holding my breath, but we'll see how it does. So that was Beachscape right there. And I believe that is it. So thank you so much if you watched this whole video. Thank you for everybody who watched and supported the Candle Day guide video that I did. Overwhelming response on that. Hope you got all your Candle Day finds. I wouldn't mind hearing your guys' stories. Was yours like super busy? Was there a line out the door? Did you get in at the opening day? I don't even know how it's going to be the rest of the day, and we'll see how fast they sell out online and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, let me know your stories and your haulage down below in the comments. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching, and I think this is like the big candle event for BBW for the season. So all we have left now is just SAES, which we'll see if they have any new stuff that they're going to put out for that. Oh, I did see, however, my store already put out the peach sugar cone and the marshmallow chocolate cloud thing for Candle Day at the $9.50 price point. It was just out there. They were only like maybe like a $1 worth, so I don't know what the fate of that collection is. It could potentially be a spring release and maybe just put them out early. I don't really know, but that was also at my store, just FYI. So yeah, and I think that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.